Hi everybody, this is Carmen with myhealinggarden.net, and today we are going to open up our frequency generator and hook it up to our cloudbuster so we can have some fun and clear some skies of chemtrails. So before we actually open up the box, let's see what I did to the cloudbuster. So right now it looks really interesting. That's because I did it for you guys. I added the wire again. Anyways, so originally what I did when I first got the idea with Napoleon and Cyrus, I wound up a piece of ground copper wire. You just go to the hardware store, ask to buy some. You have to like strip it from the plastic casing. So you cut it off, whatever, cut the plastic off. And then you end up having a bare copper wire. And I got it as tight as I could on the pipe to make sure it really did the best I could to make contact. I had two of these going, and then one of the rest of the wire, it's kind of hard to see because I wound it all around, but the rest of the wire was out, so then I could just hook my frequency generator. So I had two of these on two separate pipes, okay? So that's like your bare whatever, the best you can. If that's the best you can do, you can always start that way and then get a little fancy. So then we got a little fancy. So we got, these are called grounding clamps or something like that from the electrical department at the hardware store. And I got two different kinds because I wasn't sure what it is. And this was from 1/2 inch to 1.5 inch pipe. And you like unhook some stuff. Oh, it was kind of a pain to put it together, but it totally did work. And basically now I'm using these two. Now this one, what I had to do, normally I would use the little clamps to just clamp on the ends right here, just clamp it right there. But it was really, really big, and the clamp kept, it was too fat, and the clamp kept getting messed up. So what we did is we got some of this copper wire from here and then bent it in half because it makes a good connection, and kind of turned it, and that little point we stuck in here, screwed it in really good to where now this is very, very secure. That's how the electricians do it. And then I got one of the wires you don't need, so I just stuck it up on top, or you could just go around one of the other pipes, but you're gonna need one of the other wires. So depending on the kind of grounding clamp that you can buy, you might have to do it that way. The other way I did it was simple. This one was nice and small. What I mean by small is thin right here. This little part was thin, so you'll see when I put the clamp on, it totally holds and it doesn't fall off. So this stuff is available at the hardware stores, probably all over the world because electricity. So anyway, so that's how, you can either have two wires, the best you can. It doesn't make very good connection, but it worked okay for me. Or you can do the grounding clamp, and that stuff is secure. So with that, let's see if we can do this without making everything fall. So now let's open up our frequency generator box. Okay, so I already opened it up a little bit. It comes with the box, the frequency generator box. The one I got this from Amazon. It comes with this Schumann resonance thingy that you can put like your cup and have 7.83 hertz frequency through your water. That's kind of cool, but I'm not using this. And it came with two cables. One cable, well, it came with three cables, but one cable had the little clippy things. We need this one. It also came with the power strip thingy, so we need that. The other cable is for the frequency generator thing, so we don't need that, so I just put that away. So basically, oh, and for the outside, unless you do some fancy things, I just got a tote, and I put all that other stuff in there, like I just put the box. And then if I need to during, rain or something, I can just stick even the working thing in there. As long as I don't put it really, like push really hard, it seems not to hurt anything. And I kind of put a rock on the lid since I'm not really closing the lid well. So just ideas, okay? So anyway, so here we go. The first thing we are going to do is we're going to set this stuff up. So I'm just going to take, doesn't matter which one first. So I'm taking this one. Now it has a funny little way of getting it in. It goes on the side right here, and you see this little dot. Well, you have to match it with that little thing, and then it just, you twist it until it closes, and now it's secure. So let's just put that so it doesn't run. So we've got that going on. Then the other one you're going to need to purchase if you don't already have. You're going to need a USB adapter to plug in. So it goes, the power thingy goes on here. Just push it in really good. And then it has this little USB adapter thingy that I just use one of mine. And I stuck it on the cord, so my extension cord, and voila, so now it's plugged in. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my 2 little clamps. Doesn't matter which one is on which one. This is not a big whatever. And let's see if I can do this over here again without messing anything up. So doesn't matter, as I said, which one you do first because it's not turned on. See, this one closes in really good on that and it doesn't wiggle. The other one I couldn't get done, so what I'm doing is I'm just, oopsies, just clamping it like that. So if one of them works, great. If the other way doesn't work, you know how to do the little grounding wire thingy that I showed you before. Whoopsies. So back to this. Let's see how this works. So now I'm going to push this button right here. That's my power button. And it tells me on and off. So I'm going to push it on. And it's going to do some stuff. And right now it says wave sine. Now, if I want to change from sine to square to full wave to whatever, you can just hit this mode. So the mode is going to change the wave. Okay, so now it says wave square, wave triangle. I've never tried that one. You know, you can try, see what it does. As long as it does some change, it's all good. If you don't like what it does, like if it looks ugly up in the sky, do something different. Most of us just use the sine or the square. And sawtooth, not tried that one. Re-sawtooth, still have no clue. ECG, nope, no, don't know. EXP rise. So EXP decay, I have no idea what any of these are really. I suggest Google if you want to play. But I don't use the sync. Half wave, I've not used the half wave. I have used the full wave, and man, the sky ended up being really funky. So then I changed it back to sine and it went normal, but it was weird. It was kind of cool. It did something. So Schumann, noise off. Anyway, most of us use the sine or the square. So that's the mode. Okay, then you are going to hit the cursor, and the cursor, I sure hope you guys are seeing this. The cursor is gonna be like the little 0. That's how you move the numbers that you want. And this paper that I made, and you can just, whoopsies. See, things are working. I had it turned on. So this is the frequency strategy for cloud busting that I got from Napoleon, from Cyrus. That's how it all started with them. And then different people are doing different things. So these are the different things that we've been playing with, basically. That doesn't mean you can't play with something else. It just means that's what we've been doing. So I'm trying to see. You guys should be able to see that, right? So what you do, like let's say I want to use 432,000 hertz or whatever. Yep, hertz. So what I'm going to do, okay. What I'm going to do is the cursor goes backwards, so you're going to go this way. Now this is already at 0.00. we've not really messed with that, so we just leave those alone. And you just click the cursor to move it. Now it's going one back. Now it's going, so now it's the 0 like it's 1.00. But we're doing 432,000.00. So I'm going to do the top one over here. So this one stays at 0, so I move the cursor. That one stays at 0, I move the cursor. From the 8, this one's going to go to the 0. So I've got to go backwards, otherwise it moves everything up. So I'm going to go minus, and I'm going to make that a 0. Okay, and then I'm going to move the cursor again. And I want 432, mine is already at a 2, so I'm leaving it alone. You can go up or down. So I'm going to move the cursor. And it says 432, and so I need a 3. I'm going down to a 3. And then I move the cursor, and I'm going to go up to a 4. And now it's going to say 432,000.00 hertz. So now it's all good. I'm going to push run, and then it starts working. The cursor doesn't blink when it's running. That's how you know it's running. And also you can see numbers, but the cursor won't blink. Now, we always put, I don't know why, don't ask me, no clue. It's Cyrus and Napoleon who've been messing with this, but Cyrus really is the one that told us all. Anyway, so he said that AMP, you turn it all the way on. So you're just going to twist it all the way on. He said to leave the DC offset off, so it's going to be sticking up. And he said to leave the filter off, so you're just going to leave it up, and that's it. So right now my frequency generator is working at 432,000 hertz, and it's going to do something to the sky. And now in the morning or whenever, if you check in like an hour or something, check the sky and see how it is. And if the sky is not happy still, then maybe, who knows why, you might need to switch it to like charge up your crystals, because, you know, somebody might have tried to mess with the frequency generator. Sometimes we get a lot of helicopters or whatever. So you can put, and I put it on here, 004,096.00 hertz, and you just put it on there for 10-20 minutes, and then you change it back to whatever frequency. You can also switch from sine to square wave in case you want to see if that'll do a difference. So basically we're looking for difference. Okay, so hope you enjoyed this, hope this makes sense, and good luck busting some chemtrails or clouds. Okay, but this really doesn't, before I end, this really doesn't mess with the real weather. So I have put this when the sky was ugly looking, thinking that, oh, well, they're probably messing with the weather. And it did nothing. It was still cloudy. It wanted to rain. And I have had it when I thought, you know, it's gonna want to rain, and I put it on just for fun, and then it changed to blue sky. So that means it was chemtrails. So it really doesn't mess with real weather. Nature, it just balances nature. The cloudbuster and the frequency generators do not stop the rain if it's supposed to come. I've been trying to bring rain in my world, so we're playing with different frequencies for that. But it really doesn't mess with normal stuff. It only goes after the yucky stuff that doesn't belong there. So again, this is how this is all set up. And I just made it a little bit more difficult for for you guys, but I have 2 different pipes hooked up. And I just tried to make it so it was easy to do. So anyways, happy cloud busting. Bye for now.